Downton Abbey is a place where stories of love, power, and fate are told through a range of emotions. But behind the glittering aura, many familiar actors have suffered painful tragedies. Who are they? How did their lives and careers end? The tear-jerking secrets are waiting for you to discover. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Let's explore. Nicky Henson as Charles Grigg. Nicholas Victor Leslie Henson was born on May 12, 1945 in London. He joined Downton Abbey in 2010, aged 65, playing Charles Grigg, a washed-up stage actor with a troubled past involving his butler Carson. Though he only appeared in a few episodes, he left a lasting impression with his bitter eyes and the demeanor of a man who had seen it all. The role of Grigg mirrored Henson's own life. Nicky Henson died on December 15, 2019, at the age of 74, after a 19-year battle with cancer. He was diagnosed in 2000 and underwent multiple surgeries and chemotherapy, but continued to act on screen and on stage until the end of his life. Before his death, he joked, "Although I've played hundreds of roles, my tombstone will probably say he lived in the towers of bugs." His net worth is estimated at $2 million, largely from decades of work in television, theater, and film. Henson's personal life was also tumultuous. He was married to actress Una Stubbs and had 2 sons, but the marriage ended after he had an affair with actress Susan Hampshire in 1974. He later married ballet dancer Marguerite Porter, with whom he had another son. In addition to his role as Grigg, he is also known for his roles in The Green Man, 1990, and Syriana, 2005. But no amount of spotlight could erase the long years of illness. He turned even small roles into unique moments and turned his battle with cancer into inspiration. For many audiences, Nicky Henson remains a living example of an artist who refuses to be forgotten, even if he only appears in a single scene. Maggie Smith as Violet Crawley. Countess of Grantham, Maggie Smith, was born on 28 December 1934 in Ilford, Essex, England. In 2010, at the age of 75, she took on the role of Violet Crawley, Countess of Grantham in Downton Abbey. A character who was sharp, sarcastic, yet extremely charming, making the audience unable to take their eyes off the screen. This role brought her 3 Emmy Awards and affirmed her position as an indomitable lady in the hearts of audiences around the world. But that halo was extinguished on September 27, 2024, when Maggie Smith passed away in London at the age of 89. Her death sent shockwaves through the arts community, with tributes from King Charles III and fellow actors including Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, and Helen Mirren, all remembering her as a national treasure. Her funeral was held privately at Mortlake Crematorium. At the time, her net worth was estimated at $20 million, thanks to dozens of iconic film roles, endorsement deals with the Loa brand, and her glittering years at the National Theatre. Dame Maggie Smith's life wasn't all about medals and applause. In 2008, while filming Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, she was diagnosed with breast cancer. Despite playing Professor McGonagall on set, she quietly endured chemotherapy, weight loss, and exhaustion. "I don't feel brave at all," she once said. "I just try not to fall." Her first marriage to actor Robert Stevens ended in 1975, leaving her to raise 2 young children alone. The death of her second husband, playwright Beverly Cross, in 1998 left her alone. Despite playing powerful women like Violet Crawley and McGonagall, in real life she admitted to being terrified of being alone. Her life was a symphony of both brilliance and darkness, but Maggie Smith chose to walk quietly, elegantly, gracefully, and proudly, like the Violet Crawley she played. Tim Pigott-Smith as Sir Philip Tapsell. Tim Pigott-Smith was born on May 13, 1946, in Rugby, Warwickshire, England. At the age of 67, he appeared in Downton Abbey as Sir Philip Tapsell, a renowned obstetrician who was called in to assist Lady Sybil in childbirth in the third season. With his cool, house, confident, and somewhat arrogant demeanor, Sir Philip was the epitome of the upper-class doctor, and his controversial decisions led to one of the most heartbreaking tragedies in the series, the death of Sybil Crawley. Despite his brief screen time, the role highlighted Tim's ability to make a powerful impression in a short space of time. Tim Pigott-Smith died suddenly on 7 April 2017, just over a month before his 71st birthday, having suffered a heart attack while preparing to perform Death of a Salesman at the Minerva Theatre in Chichester. His death sent shockwaves through the arts community at the height of his career. He was appointed an OBE by the Queen in 2017, but died before he could officially receive the honor. At the time, Tim Pigott-Smith's net worth was estimated at £1.5 million, much of it from an acting career that spanned nearly 50 years. Tim's life has been filled with Shakespeare, high-quality television, and emotional performances. He gained widespread acclaim for his role as Ronald Merrick in The Jewel in the Crown in 1984, a role that earned him a BAFTA and established him as a leading British actor. Tim is married to actress Pamela Miles, and they have a son together. However, he has spoken about the pressures of age and feeling forgotten in the modern entertainment world. His casting in Downton Abbey became one of the key opportunities that brought him back to the international spotlight, helping a new generation discover a talent that had long been associated with the arts. His passing is a great loss to the arts, but his legacy continues to shine, both on screen and on stage. James Green as Sir Mark Styles. James Green was born on May 19, 1931 in Belfast, Northern Ireland. At the age of 84, he appeared in the 2015 season of Downton Abbey as Sir Mark Styles, a wealthy middle-class gentleman who briefly hires Thomas Barrow as his butler. Although he only appeared in one episode, his performance left a lasting impression, especially in the scene where Sir Mark refuses to keep Thomas on, citing him as too cold and unfriendly. This moment marked an emotional turning point for Barrow. James Green passed away on January 5, 2021, at the age of 89, after a short illness in England. Standing 6'1" in Seoul, with a deep voice and a classic demeanor, Green was one of the golden faces of British television. His net worth is estimated at £1.5 million, largely amassed from decades of work in stage, television, and film. While not a global star, James Green is an unsung gem of the British art scene, having appeared in critically acclaimed productions such as Doctor Who, Johnny English, and the 2009 version of Sherlock Holmes. Without scandal or controversy, Green lived a private life, devoted to his craft, maintaining the dignity of a true artist until the end of his life. In his final years, he continued to take on roles, as if clinging to the stage, as if performing meant he was still alive. And then, like his character Sir Mark Styles, he left the stage of life quietly and gracefully. Ronald Pickup as Sir Michael Reresby. Ronald Pickup was born on June 7, 1940, in Chester, England. At the age of 73, he joined the Downton Abbey series as Sir Michael Reresby, a high-ranking aristocrat who appeared in the 2013 special The London season. With his calm demeanor, piercing gaze, and aristocratic accent, Ronald plays one of the high-class royal guests at a lavish London party, contributing to the glamorous yet tightly controlled atmosphere of post-Edwardian British aristocracy. Ronald Pickup passed away on 24th of February 2021, aged 80, after a long illness. He died surrounded by his family in London. He left behind a distinguished career and is believed to have had a modest net worth of around £500,000, largely accumulated over more than 50 years of work in television, film, and theater. Ronald's life is a testament to resilience and artistic depth. He played the Pope in The Mission 1986, and was particularly beloved for his role as Norman Cousins in The Best Exotic Marigold Hotel, 2011. An elderly man seeking a new life in India. Though not a household name, he was widely respected by his peers in the industry as a man of the stage, a dedicated performer in both supporting and leading roles. In his later years, he continued to work, appearing in the series The Crown, 2016, as headmaster Geoffrey Fisher. He once said, "If I don't act, I don't live." And true to his promise, Ronald Pickup lived his passion to the fullest, then quietly passed away, like the last gentleman of a bygone era. Joanne Froggatt as Anna Bates. Joanne Froggatt was born on August 23, 1980, in North Yorkshire, England. She rose to international fame for her role as Anna Bates, the loyal but tragic maid, in the Downton Abbey series, from 2010 to 2015, when she was 30 years old. Her portrayal of Anna Bates not only moved audiences with her character's resilience and devotion, but also left a deep emotional impression. Today, Joanne Froggatt is 44 years old and continues to enjoy a successful acting career with notable projects such as Liar, Sherwood, and North Shore. She is considered one of the most respected actresses in the UK, not only for her outstanding acting, but also for her bold and thoughtful choice of roles. With an estimated net worth of $2 million, Joanne maintains a strong presence in the entertainment industry and is also an ambassador for humanitarian causes, demonstrating her commitment to community values. Joanne's life hasn't always been smooth sailing, with ups and downs. She married James Cannon in 2012, but after 8 years together, the couple divorced in 2020. The split marked a major turning point in her life, but Joanne has remained professional at work. In addition, the emotional roles she took on, especially the violent and psychologically demanding scenes in Downton Abbey, took a heavy psychological toll on her. However, those experiences also helped her mature and develop further in her career. She is also known for films such as In Our Name, for which she won the British Independent Film Award for Most Promising Newcomer, as well as roles in true-life crime dramas such as Danielle Cable, Eyewitness, and See No Evil, The Moors Murders. These roles, often requiring emotional courage and psychological depth, revealed Joanne's intense commitment and talent, making her one of the most respected dramatic actresses by both critics and audiences. Hugh Bonneville as Robert Crawley, Earl of Grantham. Hugh Bonneville was born on 10 November 1963 in Paddington, London. He was 47 when he played Robert Crawley, Earl of Grantham, in the hit TV series Downton Abbey, 2010-2015. In the film, Crawley is the head of the Grantham family, a traditionalist but exemplary father, torn between old and modern values. Hugh skillfully conveyed the quiet decline of the aristocracy through his worried eyes and calm, serious demeanor. As of 2025, Hugh Bonneville is 62 years old. He remains active in the arts, participating in many humanitarian-themed film and television projects, and is also a familiar face at charity events across the UK. His current net worth is estimated at $8 million, largely due to more than 3 decades of acting in both film and television, with his role as the Earl of Grantham being the pinnacle that brought him global recognition and admiration. Before achieving his current fame, Hugh spent years struggling with stage and small television roles. He studied at Oxford, then trained in acting at the Webber Douglas Academy of Dramatic Art. In his early years, Hugh performed mainly in Shakespeare plays and made brief television appearances. It was not until his role in Notting Hill, 1999, that he began to gain public attention. However, it was Downton Abbey that established him as one of the best actors on British television, demonstrating his ability to play characters both strong and deeply wounded by the times. Despite his stardom, Hugh's private life has been relatively quiet and peaceful. He has been married to Lucinda Lulu Evans since 1998, has a son and lives in the tranquil countryside of West Sussex. Hugh has said that the COVID-19 pandemic has left him feeling disoriented and a little depressed, with his artistic plans on hold and the entertainment industry virtually paralyzed. However, like his character Robert Crawley, he has remained resilient, calm and unbowed in the face of adversity. When Downton Abbey, A New Era premieres in 2022, Hugh returns with an experienced eye, portraying a gentleman who has stumbled but never lost his dignity. Phyllis Logan as Elsie Hughes. Phyllis Logan was born on January 11, 1956 in Paisley, Scotland. At the age of 54, she began her career as housekeeper Elsie Hughes in the popular series Downton Abbey 2010-2015. Her character led the female staff with a firm but sympathetic hand, balancing discipline and kindness in the lower world of Grantham House. It was this role that made Phyllis Logan a household name to millions of viewers around the world, making her a symbol of British aristocratic service. As of 2025, Phyllis Logan is 69 years old and still active in the entertainment industry. She has starred in several notable television projects, including Guilt, The Good Karma Hospital, and Shetland, and her most recent role as Grace Bain has further cemented her reputation as a veteran actress. With an estimated net worth of $3 million, she lives a quiet life with her husband, actor Kevin McNally, and their son in London. But life wasn't always smooth sailing. Early in her career, Logan suffered a mental breakdown after her mother died of cancer, a loss that forced her to bury herself in work as a way to cope. Her performance in Another Time, Another Place, 1983, in which she played a Scottish woman who falls in love with a German prisoner of war during World War II, not only earned her a prestigious BAFTA award, but also provided a cathartic release for her long-repressed grief. From then on, she continued to play deep and human roles, as if using art to heal herself. She married late in life, after many years of dating actor Kevin McNally. Their marriage was closely tied to the world of theater and cinema, but it was not without its own difficulties. At one point, she had to take a break from her career to care for McNally, who suffered from mild depression after a car accident in 2006. However, the two remained strong together, overcoming all difficulties together. That is why, even at nearly 70 years old, she continues to take on roles, not for the money, but for her enduring love of the profession. Christopher Rositsky as Count Nikolai Rostov. Christopher Rositsky was born on October 15, 1943, in the small town of Rozpryza, Łódzkie, Poland. In the 5th season of the popular series Downton Abbey, Christopher appeared in 2014 at the age of 71 as Count Nikolai Rostov, a Russian aristocrat exiled after the revolution. Although only a minor role, he left a strong impression with his majestic appearance, classic aristocratic demeanor, and the deep sadness of a man who was once a member of the upper class but now lives in exile. Tragically, just months after Downton Abbey aired, Christopher Rositsky died suddenly on April 10, 2015, in Bath, Somerset, England, from a serious head injury sustained in a fall at home. His death at the age of 71 shocked his family and the artistic community, as he had been healthy, active, and had no history of serious illness. He is survived by his second wife, actress Joanna Hull, whom he married in 1991, 4 children, and a child from his first marriage to Maria Fecines. At the time of his death, his net worth was estimated at $1 million, befitting a veteran actor who never pursued the flashy fame. Despite his passing, Rosicki's most memorable role was that of a Polish-Russian fisherman in the classic Local Hero, 1983, a light-hearted, satirical tale of the clash between tradition and modernity. His character's humor, warmth, and intelligence were key reasons why the film became a cult classic in both the UK and the US. He also gained attention for his role in Truly Madly Deeply, 1990, a BAFTA-nominated supernatural romance in which he gave a touching supporting performance. His sudden death was a quiet but profound loss, marking the passing of a talented artist who had devoted his life to the spotlight without the need for noise. Brendan Coyle, as John Bates. Brendan Coyle was born on 2 December 1962 in Corby, Northamptonshire, England. In 2010, at the age of 48, he rose to international fame for his role as John Bates, the loyal and calm servant in the internationally acclaimed period drama Downton Abbey. The role not only earned him an Emmy nomination, but also left a lasting impression on audiences with his portrayal of a quiet, respectable man with a complicated and mysterious past. Now 62, Brendan Coyle continues to pursue his artistic pursuits between London and Norfolk, dividing his time between stage and screen, and occasionally writing. With an estimated net worth of $3 million, he remains a respected figure in the entertainment industry, not only for his acting skills, but also for his efforts to overcome personal struggles. Indeed, Brendan Coyle has struggled with alcoholism. In 2011, he was arrested for drunk driving, an incident that dealt a serious blow to his public image. However, it was a turning point in his life. Determined to change, he entered rehabilitation and worked hard to regain his balance. His candor in sharing his past mistakes has earned him admiration from fans, who respect his courage to face the truth. Before he achieved mainstream fame, Brendan Coyle was already receiving critical acclaim. He won an Olivier Award for his performance in The Weir, 1999. And when the play transferred to Broadway, he received the New York Critics Circle Theatre World Award. He also made a lasting impression in the TV series North and South, playing Nicholas Higgins. Through these performances, Brendan established himself as an actor who may not chase the limelight, but whose quiet strength and perseverance mirrored the qualities of John Bates. The lives and careers of the Downton Abbey cast have left a lasting legacy not only on screen, but in the hearts of audiences. Their personal tragedies and untimely losses make us appreciate the moments they shared in front of the camera even more. What do you think of these touching stories? Share your thoughts and stay tuned for more untold secrets about your favorite stars. Michelle Dockery as Lady Mary Crawley. Michelle Dockery was born on December 15, 1981 in London, England. When she took on the role of Lady Mary Crawley in Downton Abbey, she was just 29 years old, gracefully stepping into the role of the heiress to the Crawley estate. Michelle perfectly portrayed an Edwardian woman torn between the constraints of tradition and her desire to be true to her feelings. The role made her a global star, earning her Emmy and Golden Globe nominations, and cemented her as a feminist icon of British television in the 2010 Estan. As of 2025, Michelle Dockery is 43 years old and still continuing her acting career. After Downton Abbey, She starred in various series such as Good Behavior and Anatomy of a Scandal, and also branched out into film with roles in The Gentleman, 2019, and Defending Jacob, 2020. Despite her stable career, her personal life has suffered a traumatic blow. Her fiancé, Irish financier John Dineen, died of cancer in 2015 at the age of 34, just a year after they got engaged. Michelle once described him as the love of her life and painfully admitted that she was a widow before she became a wife. The tragedy weighed heavily on her for years. She avoided new relationships and immersed herself in work to escape her grief. In interviews, Michelle remained reserved, but her eyes revealed everything: the deep sadness and maturity that comes from loss. These raw emotions permeated her role as Lady Mary in the final episodes of Downton Abbey, where her character also lost her husband in World War I. The grief she experienced in real life allowed Michelle to touch on the deep psychological complexity of the character with haunting brilliance. It wasn't until 2022 that Michelle found happiness again. She married Jasper Waller-Bridge, the brother of famous playwright Phoebe Waller-Bridge, a womanizer. The wedding was simple and warm, like a gentle end to a painful chapter in her life. Michelle Dockery's net worth is estimated at $4 million, largely from her success on Downton Abbey and other international television projects. But for fans, her greatest value lies in her ability to act with elegance, strength, and heartbreaking authenticity. Jim Carter as Charles Carson. Jim Carter was born on August 19, 1948, in Harrogate, Yorkshire, England. At the age of 62, he officially entered the hearts of global audiences through the role of Charles Carson, the principled, loyal, and compassionate butler in the classic series Downton Abbey 2010-2015. With his deep, soulful voice and his stern but kind eyes, Jim made Charles Carson a symbol of loyalty in a dying age. As of 2025, Jim Carter is 77 years old. He still makes occasional appearances on television and stage, but spends most of his time enjoying life with his longtime wife, actress Imelda Staunton, best known for her role as Dolores Umbridge in Harry Potter. The couple married in 1983 and have a daughter, Bessie Carter, who is also an actress. With an estimated net worth of $4 million, Jim lives a quiet life, staying out of the spotlight and regularly participating in charity work, focusing on arts education and senior care in the UK. Before Downton Abbey, Jim Carter had a decades-long career, mostly in minor stage and film roles. He appeared in Shakespeare in Love, 1998, and The Madness of King George, 1994. But it was when he donned Carson's butler's uniform that he really made his name. During filming, he developed a close rapport with the cast and was admired for his humorous and approachable personality, a pleasant contrast to Carson's stern image. In 2016, Jim was nominated for an Emmy for the role, proving that sometimes the greatest roles of a lifetime come long after his youth. Jim Carter's personal life has been relatively quiet, but he has faced the challenges of old age. In a 2021 interview, he revealed that he had undergone knee surgery after years of nagging pain he suffered from doing heavy manual labor in his youth. He also spoke about the loneliness of older artists, who are often forgotten by the modern entertainment industry. However, for him, playing Charles Carson was the greatest gift, one that continues to leave a deep impression on audiences.